video will help you on the form section of the Unit 12 test. The first part of the form section is a participle and infinitive review. I will give you a verb and all its principal parts plus its definition. All you have to do is put it into the correct forms. So we'll start out with the participles. The verb is porto, ari, awi, atus. The O and the RA make this a first conjugation verb. So for the present participle, you take the stem, and for the first it's going to be a, then ends, entis. The only thing that's going to be different from verb to verb is what the vowel is, whether it's an A, an E, or an IE, and that depends on its conjugation. And the English is just carrying, ing. The perfect passive participle should just be easy points. If you know what it is, it's already given to you. It's just the fourth principal part. Portatus, and this is the same for all verbs. All you have to do is put the fourth principal part in here. And this would be carried or having been carried. Also, the future active participle should be easy points, because you take the fourth principal part, you take off the US and add UR, US, and this would be about to carry. The present active infinitive, another one that should be just 3 points, because the present active infinitive is just the second principal part, and it's to carry. The present passive infinitive is probably the hardest one, because it varies from conjugation to conjugation. For the first, second, and fourth, you take the second principal part and you just drop the E and you add an I. If it was third or third IO, you drop off the whole ERE. It's good to remember that for the third and third IO, you drop 3 letters, and it's to be carried. Notice how these will all start with the preposition to. The perfect active infinitive is the third principal part plus isse, I-S-S-E, to have carried. Perfect passive, this should be pretty easy because you take the fourth principal part and you add esse, to have been carried. The future active, you take the fourth principal part minus the US, add UR-US, esse, and it's to be about to carry or to be going to carry. And that's how you get through the participles and infinitives. Now that you have comparison of adjectives, I will give you the positive form, and then you will have to give me the Latin for the comparative and the superlative. So this is liber, libera, liberum. And so remember the comparative, you take the stem and you add IOR for the masculine feminine, and then IUS for the neuter. The superlative, since this ends in ER, you're going to just double the R and add emus. Now we have to recognize that magnus is irregular, and so it's going to be major, meius, and then maximus. You have to remember the 5 irregulars. Phoclus is going to be F-I-L-O-R and then F-I-C-I-L-I-U-S again. And then since it ends in L-I-S, you're going to double the L and add limus. Altus is completely regular. Take the stem for the comparative, I-O-R, and then I-U-S for the neuter. Take the stem for the superlative and add issimus. Now you're going to compare adverbs. I will give you the positive adjective. You have to give me the positive, comparative, and superlative adverb. Humilis. So this is is with an E. This is third. And you have to know that the positive adverb for the third, you add I-T-E-R to the stem. The comparative form is just the same as the neuter would be for the adjective, I-U-S. So for most of them, you just take the stem and you add I-U-S. And the superlative is you take the superlative form, and since this is L-I-S, it's double L, I-M, and normally for the adjective it would be usa, but for the adverb you just add E. Keller is also third, so it would be keller iter. And then for the comparative, again, to take the stem and just I-U-S. And since this ends in ER, I'm going to double the R, and it's going to be ime, because remember the E for the superlative. Bonus is irregular, and so you have to know the positive is bene, and then the comparative would be melius, and the superlative would be optime.